20 and something is back, and it's back this time for real, and it's back to stay. I've said this many times. Let me tell you, this is not even the first time I've been shooting this introduction video, or this is not the first time we've been coming back, because we were coming back, then we didn't come back. We tried coming back again, and then just, due to unavoidable circumstances. For instance, let me tell you guys, when you this whole content creation journey, it is really a journey, because sometimes you wake up, you shoot episodes, there is no voice.
Yeah.
You wake up, you come try and figure out the sound system, the setup. You can't even, by the time you're done, your energy levels are so low you can't even shoot. But this time I think we are going to try and just be consistent, put ourselves out there, and hopefully that you guys are going to reciprocate by liking our videos, subscribing to the channel, supporting us, and
share the videos.
Yeah, just basically engage.
Yeah.
So my name is Winnie Bitutu. I am the host of 20 and something, but this time round I'm joined with a co-host, who is my lovely, amazing sister. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Imelda Kerubo.
And this is 20. So for the first ever episode of 20 and something, we thought about the best content to start with. Definitely, why not self-reflect on your journey as a 20-year-old, by the way. So with the self-reflection, we are going to self-reflect, the two of us.
Yeah.
We have a couple of questions, which, according to ChatGPT, these are questions that you can use for self-reflection purposes. So I feel like this is the best episode to begin with, because it shows you where you are. It gives you an idea of what you intend to do and what you are intending to do afterwards. Because, self-reflection, you start thinking about, when I was young, I wanted to be a pilot. Now I'm not a pilot. I'm a content creator.
I feel like self-reflection is your moment. It's a moment like, you see that journey of acceptance. You accept where you are. Then you ask yourself, what are the things missing in my life, and how I want to improve myself moving forward.
For sure. So we got a couple of questions, and the first question ever. So I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
You respond, and then I also give you my answer or perspective, basically. So the first question was, what major life lessons have you learned in your 20s?
Should I give variety or just one lesson?
Just major lessons.
I feel like my major lesson in my 20s, I would say, it is always to stop and try to breathe and calm down yourself, especially when you're feeling stressed. Like, it's important to take a seat back and look at what's the problem, then you try to move from there.
Yeah,
I would say that's a lesson.
Yes, but you see, there's something I saw somewhere. Somebody was saying your 20s are meant for you to, your 20s are meant for you to just be on the move.
Yeah.
You are figuring out every single thing. If you choose a career, you feel like this career is not working for me anymore. This is the time to change. Because can you imagine being in your 40s? I'm not saying in your 40s you cannot decide to do a whole 360, but can you imagine in your 40s deciding to start a new thing? Like, obviously that time, if you have a family, it's going to be different. I think you just have a lot of complex issues that will prevent you, as in comparison to right now. Because right now you're just, most of us in our 20s, it's just you and what you want. Yeah, there's an exemption of a group of people, of course, who have already become moms or become, responsible for others, or people who are taking care of their parents. But for most people in their 20s, it's you and your wants. So 20s are supposed for you to figure out what you want. Exactly. Figure out what you want, try what you want, fail, go to the next one. And then in your 30s, you have now like a system. And I'm not saying life is supposed to be like that. It's just that
It is how it is. It is
Yeah,
a system that
it is a system.
most people have tried it and it's working.
Yeah, because there are some people in their 20s, 100%, they've already figured out what they're doing, what they want, and they're already actually now reaping from their choices.
Yeah.
So, for sure, it's good. Like, one of the major life lessons is good to sit back, reflect, because you can be in a career that you feel like this is not what I want eventually to be doing, and you're just stuck there because
But
you're not taking
in your
time.
20s, it's not only about career. There are a lot of things going on in your life.
I know. I'm speaking from career perspective because I'm in a career.
Okay.
If, for instance, even in a relationship, and you just sit back and think, I don't want to be in this thing anymore, that's the
Or
appropriate
you're
time for
healing
you
your
to.
childhood traumas. You're trying to
I
become
just-
an adult.
Me personally, nowadays, I feel like you should have healed your childhood traumas even in campus. Like,
But you're in your 20s in your campus. You realize.
really,
Yeah.
I think
You
when
begin-
I left
you're
campus,
starting-
I think before I even got to 20, like a good 20 something,
Oh.
because I left campus way back when I
You
was
feel
20.
like when you're in your 20s,
It doesn't even count.
when you're starting to reflect, it's like you're in your 25,
In your 25, 26, I think late 20s,
Yeah.
because early 20s, you're just gaga or in limbo. Anyway, my major lesson that I've learned, and I'm reading it so that I don't miss anything, is you open your heart up to anything. That's the major thing. You know, this concept of opening your heart, this one I actually got it from church and from somebody who talks about psychology and whatnot on social media. So you open up your heart, meaning that you are accepting anything that's coming. Of course, you have that chance and choice to filter out other things because you are opening your heart to experiences that align with your ideologies. So you open up your heart and you do not limit yourself. You know, you can be, I'm going to speak for myself, you can be a vet, but you also anticipate to be a chef. So you just open your heart and accept to follow that that journey, see where it's going to lead you. So you open your heart up to new ideas. If somebody is telling you something, you just accept it, you know, think about it, digest it, and think, is this going to work for me? Is this not going to work for me? New experiences, you open up your heart to new experiences. You experience every single thing, the good, the bad, the ugly. You just open up your heart. And then the last thing is you also open up your heart to criticism. When you're in your 20s, you're figuring out life. Definitely, if it's a career, you're going to be having a boss who is going to be very, 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 like, on your
strict or something.
strict, or just following up on what you're doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seen people, not so many people like to be told, but in your 20s, you have to be very open to being told, because if you are in a
You
position,
must be open to micromanagement.
I think yes and no. Like, of course, you can speak up for yourself, but unfortunately, that's a reality of life that you're going to have to deal with. And don't even get me started on corporate. If you're in corporate, unfortunately, you'll just have to open up your heart to listen to everything.
Yeah.
Filter out choose what's working for you, delete what's not working. But that's it. Criticism.
On openness, you know, this might be controversial, but at some point when you watch this, you know, these shows on sanitizations, when they're sanitizing a relationship like a boyfriend and a girlfriend.
I know what you're talking about,
Yeah,
but I don't
but
watch that kind of show.
I know you don't watch it, but I'm like, you know, when you are sanitizing someone who is 19, 20, 21, I'm like, you know, that's the time they're now in that period of, like, you are trying to learn people, you're trying to know if how do I say, like, the other gender behaves, you know. So you have to have like a list of people. Okay, it's not that I'm saying you should date many people, but you know, you can be that person who just tastes one thing. The way they say you have to kiss many frogs before you get that one frog. So I'm like, you should be open to exploring
and experiences in relationships. Me, I'm not for relationships. I actually, you can speak on, but me personally, I will tend to avoid that subject and topic just because I don't know.
But you said we should be open to experiences, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of controversial, but I'm just saying, I think that in your 20s you should be open to explore so that you don't settle.
Sure.
You should learn to explore so that you can identify what's the best
For sure.
out here. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
In short, just explore.
I understand what you're saying. I feel like umeni cut off from criticism. Okay, I had gone to the corporate side, and you've brought in a point in the perspective of a relationship. So you should not criticize yourself or let people criticize you for wanting to explore 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question I had, I think you also have questions that you'll ask, but the next question I had is, what is your biggest personal achievement for your 20s? Don't overthink.
So far, I'm not overthinking. I would just say I am alive and I have kept myself this far alive, And so far, I can say I am trying to really get independent and support myself. I would say that.
That's a good personal achievement. Can you imagine? Kwanza, keeping yourself alive. It's enough. At the end of the year, that is enough as a goal that you've achieved this year. I have kept myself alive. Because I don't even want to speak about what is happening in this world right now. Mad things. Yes. Yeah. My biggest personal achievement is I have learned about emotional intelligence. I would like to say specifically I have learned to control my anger. Unakumbuka vile nilikuwa na hasira? Let me tell you guys, I was an angry woman. I used to go, let's say, so let me tell you, something as small as this would set me off entirely. You get in a matatu. They tell you you're supposed to pay 40 shillings from point A to point B.
Yeah.
As per usual, everybody who has used matatus, you know how definitely 40 shillings means 60 shillings means 80 shillings. So you give the conductor your money, doesn't want to give you change or short changes you. I'm telling you, I used to get furious to a point that I used to feel like I have to quarrel with this person.
Yeah.
And you can only imagine just seated in a matatu quarreling with like a tout. I'm telling you, I was an angry person. And not even that is just an incident, but so many other aspects of my life used to set me apart. And I'm one person who, when I get angry, I cry a lot. I don't know what else to do, because I'm just like, this is so hopeless, this is helpless, I give up, I
on
cry.
The crying, it's not even a lie. Once she cried a whole day
because I missed my train to Mombasa.
Yeah, that
so
was
you can
so
imagine.
strange.
Imagine, like, it's not that there is no other train that will take me to Mombasa, but why did I miss? Me Nimtua, I fail to understand that why bad things happen. I know it's just like the universe, and
bad things have to happen because there are moments for us to learn.
You know, somebody was saying the way you believe that good things happen, the way you believe that next year by the grace of God I'll be alive, next year by the grace of God I'll have achieved A, I'll have achieved B. It's just the same way bad things also, by next year you might actually be just dead.
Denzel has this saying that when you're asking for a moment to move forward in life, God doesn't give you that thing that you see. Let's say, for instance, when you are hungry, when you pray for food, God doesn't give you food. God will give you an opportunity to find food. You see that one? Yeah. So I've forgotten what I was telling you.
You were saying again, the way the way good things are bound to happen, even bad things
have
are
to
bound
come.
happen.
So in every opportunity has to have a challenge.
Yes.
So
and you're supposed, you see now the main lesson with this, because we came from anger management, you need to learn how to control your emotions. I'm telling you, as an adult, it will set you.
It's very important.
Apart.
Do you know when you start driving? Then imagine this barabara za Nairobi.
Hey, and the way
everyone
are mad.
Has road
people
rage.
Are angry. I don't know where they are rushing.
Yeah.
Ungeamka 4, you are there.
Then
7,
you just try
you want to rush.
you try to move on this other lane. hey, this
I
other
don't know.
person even won't allow you to pass. You've already gotten angry. So it's
I don't know
just
how I'll drive on these roads. Like, me, the way my mind works is everybody supposed to have a system. If they're supposed to stick to the system, they're supposed to follow
when it's
the
a
lights.
2-lane, you find there are 4 lanes.
You're supposed to just green, red, yellow, zebra crossing. Kwani hizo vitu zimekwa hapo for fun? Do you think who put those things there was mad and just
Tell us,
fantasizing?
do you think?
I don't know. Anyway, maybe, but that is a big thing that I really learned. I really learned not to take, like a lot of things.
Literal.
Is it literal or in the heart? Yani nizifungulie.
When you take something very literally, it really hurts you.
Maybe.
By the way. Yeah.
I don't think these 2 points are correlated. I think what you mean is I what I'm saying.
You want to as much as you are angry
in the heart.
Don't take it really personal.
Exactly. Like it's just 10 shillings. I'll make another 10 shillings, Today I went to work, maybe I had a bad day, I had a bad client, I had a bad day with the boss. It's just a day. It's just another day at work. It doesn't affect, my character, my personality. It doesn't mean I need to quit the job because I need bread. You need bread.
But anger is a very strange thing, because there are sometimes you can reach at a level you wonder, like, how did I get that level? So you have to train your mind in such a way that when you feel like you're really, really angry, you try to, even your heart rate goes up when you're angry.
Unaweza tetemeka.
Yes, so there is a way you just have to train yourself. If it's on anger management, you tell yourself, let me learn
how to manage your anger 100%. Because me, I've seen somebody leave work because of a bad day, and because they were so angry, they quit and they said, I'm not coming back.
So you quit your job because of one day,
and you fumble your bag. Me, I didn't kashanga but anyway, acha nisikupatie your gossip. I'll give you that gossip off camera, because the person might be watching and they just feel, what's wrong with you? Yeah,
putting her things out there.
Exactly. To my 35 followers, can you imagine me just
we love you
announcing
guys.
Your business to my 35 followers? Mad business. So this is now just in relation to the biggest personal achievement. What are you most proud of in this decade? So in this decade is 10 years. We haven't finished the 10 years, but what are you most proud of?
This one I have to load.
Really? Mine is just
I would
on
think
top of
my relationship.
My
relationship has been really
You've
steady.
Yeah.
We have really had our ups and downs. Relationships by there are not easy.
Me uko kwa downs zikifika me I'm out.
And I would also say I have worked even with family relationships. I had some problems, but I feel like
you have set your boundaries. You have told your families, because your family members are the biggest bullies you have in this life. Joe, it's just like umenona. Family feel they have that,
they have just the entitlement to tell you
anything. It's like, what's the reason? Approach me with care. My heart is as fragile as a marshmallow.
Okay.
Anyway, my biggest achievement this decade, but I don't know if I should say, but let me tell you, do you know, Kimimi, when I start talking about myself, sometimes hata huwa nasahau, naendelea tu kuramble, but this biggest what am I most proud of in this decade is that I have let go of fear. Nowadays hakuna kitu unanishtua, and once I decide I'm going to do it, I will do it. And it has happened to me with career, when I just said one day I can do more. I can be what I do. I can be this, I can be that. And those two things are not even correlated, but I decided it doesn't matter. I decided that I want to start investing, and I let go of fear. I took a risk.
The way you've spoken about fear, now to my side, I have known another personal achievement that I'm proud of.
Which is?
You're about ruminating about something. Ruminating the way the cow keeps chewing. So
hey,
I keep
ruminating.
when previously, when I would hang out with you, when I go, I'm like, did our conversation go well the entire time? That's how much.
You know
What you never used to notice. When I was young, I was really quiet. By the way,
is one that is actually a symptom of social anxiety. It's one thing that makes, people who struggle with social anxiety, when you live somewhere, you start thinking
about our conversation,
when I said that,
what we did,
what did she think?
And then you start thinking,
and then you're like, I should have said this, I should have done this, even with your own sister.
Imagine.
And me says,
that's why I was that quiet, by the way. But these days, you see, like,
I am let go of your fear.
Out
you
there.
Have decided to join us on this channel. Can you believe? Like,
until one day one of my friends will meet me, will be like,
how are you even recording a YouTube video? Because even me with personally, I think with this whole creative and content creation journey, it was all about me trying to convince other people that I can do this. Even because I knew I can do it. I just knew I can do it because I love talking. I love hearing the sound of my voice. So I can do it. But I had to convince other people. And you're not even convincing them with telling them, this is what I want to do. It's like, have you seen how people are creating content and they're making it? I feel like this is a good... you try to convince other people. You try to convince and most of the time people that matter to you, obviously, because you're not going to start convincing every person. So it was all about now convincing people, and then now I think by doing that and that, it now limited me from doing, because I was like, what are they going to think? What are they? But squeezy, I let go of that fear.
But many people in this world do things because of others. You're like, how do the society see me? You see, there are some people, when they raise their kids, and they are like, when you misbehave like this, how will our neighbors talk about us?
That's a very sad way of living.
But it's actually, I think,
when
that
you
happens.
I know, but when you just think about it,
you should learn to do things for me. Like, whatever thing you're doing, it's just for me.
And how is this benefiting me? And how is it benefiting maybe your kids?
Is it okay to be selfless?
Sometimes, yes. I think with the way this world is, you can be selfish.
It is selfish.
To be selfish in terms of what you want to achieve and what you want to do for yourself. But you can be generous in terms of, helping other people, supporting people where you can. But number one is selfishness. And then uongeze generosity. I don't know if this point is coming across the way I want you to come across. But
there are instances that you should be selfish, and there are instances that you should be selfless.
Yes. This one is actually a very good question, and I feel like even our followers and subscribers and people who are going to watch this video should comment down below. How did your perspective on life change throughout your 20s? Let me tell you mine, and then you tell me yours.
Okay.
Don't nisisahau, feel I have a hot point. So my perspective of life changed in a way that I started seeing our parents as just people. Because I remember previously, or before me understanding how life works, I used to put them on a certain, it's called a pedestal, like you view them as heroes. I view them as people who can't make mistakes.
But our parents are our earthly gods.
But I started seeing them as, just more of an individual. Because I just started seeing, even like mom, I started seeing mom as she's just another girl per se. Because imagine now she also has her needs. She also has her own things that she wanted to achieve, maybe didn't. She had ideas. Because kitambo, me, I just used to think this is magic. When you are a parent, you just have it figured
like
out.
Perfect,
yes,
and
you're supposed to take care of your children. You're supposed to be there for them. You're supposed to
so if they
provide
tell you
for
do
them.
this, you can't say no.
Yes, but nowadays, at least I know that you can challenge them. You can tell them, by the way, this is how I feel, and this is this is what I think I should do. And they're just other people. They are not people who are, they're just there to guide you. Basically, your mom is just another girl. She's just a girl trying to figure out, because she was also me at some point, stuck.
So you should not be so harsh on
Yeah,
your parents.
feeling stuck.
I
She
think
wanted to do things.
everyone should learn that lesson,
Yes,
because
she
I'm
didn't
very sure
evil.
everyone has a way that they are judging their parents.
And then on the other side of the coin is, even your bosses, even, you know, like these business people, they're just people. And with this one now, it's, if this person was able to do this,
why not? Why can't
why
I do
can't
it?
I do it? I can just do it because he's just a person. She's just a girl. She's just a woman.
Yeah,
You're
for
also a
sure.
woman. You can do this. So that's the perspective I put in life. Like, I even see other people, when I see somebody struggle, I just feel, yeah, she's just, you know, I don't judge people very harshly as comparison
Initially,
to
the way you are like,
Judge Judy.
everyone should be like,
no, me, I'm not that. But even people, like, exactly, you've said this, and even people in the church, they're just people. They can make mistake. Your pastor also is just a person, so it's never that serious.
Yeah.
Kai, last week I was telling you, it's never that serious. That's my motto in life.
Okay.
It's never that serious.
That's my perspective.
Zing, zing, zing.
This question, it's like I will also go in the comments
To comment.
down
You
there.
don't know what your perspective, something,
My
another,
new
let me give you
perspective that
another
I have.
perspective that I've learned is money. You need to use money to make money. You remember how I used to hoard money? Tell me, Mimi, I have 40 bob coins.
But in our family setup, you have to be that person because it's something that we have been taught.
To hoard money.
Like, I don't know if it
Save
we were
money.
taught or something.
It's just something
it's
that
something that it runs in our blood. Just look at our people.
I don't want to speak for other people, but I just want to say that I have learned that, you know, you need to, it's okay.
Money
you can
has
lose,
to move.
You can lose money and not even
And
make any
it
money.
And in this life, some people are seasonal in your life. Like, they're just to say many conduit. Like, you're passing through that moment. You realize there are some people who were very good friends when you were at a certain age, and they really impacted on your life. But when you reach at a certain age, you're not friends anymore.
I realized there were snakes.
It's not about snakes, but you see, it might not be that. You
Yeah,
just
I
stop
get, I'm
talking
just
to
making
each
a
other.
joke. I'm just
But
trying to
when
be
you look at
funny.
it, you're not like there was a bad breakup or anything. You guys just grew
apart.
away. So it's like it was a growth moment. So the way you would relate with them right now, it's not like
The way you related back then. They were just there
yeah.
and serving a purpose at that point of your life.
and
it ended.
and it's okay to lose friendships, but it's also important to maintain some friendships, because it's important to work on relationships with people.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So the last thing was how are you now in terms of mental health? Are you stable? Are you struggling?
Are you a psychologist? A psychiatric?
What
that
does
that you are diagnosing yourself in terms of mental health?
I'm telling you, by the way, you know, you can be sad and not even depressed. It's two things, you know, like you have to differentiate those things, because unless you've been clinically diagnosed with a mental health issue, you might not be struggling with it. But again, there are some people who are just going through life without having that diagnosis, and it's madness, because you find somebody behaving a certain way and you try to psychoanalyze them. You yourself, you're not even a psychologist in the first place, or a psychiatrist, but you know, mental health always
But guess
it has
what?
to be
There
a
is
priority.
always that person, you have already diagnosed them with narcissism. You have
You've diagnosed another one as a sadist. You've said this person
toxic.
is toxic. This person, but it's because they you know, they are behaving a certain way. They might not feel
That you don't agree with.
I don't know.
you.
I remember I used to do those
It was
it's
DM5.
DM5 or DSM, whatever.
Yeah,
the
DSM-5
criteria that is used
to diagnose mental health. So guys, I don't know what your take is on this, but I would urge you to kindly comment down below. Tell us what you think about this video. Tell us what you think about our perspectives of life, our self-reflection. Please also try and self-reflect. It's an important aspect in life.
Yes, we had so many points, but as beginners, I cannot post a video here for 1 hour, because who is going to listen to me, whom you don't even know, talking to you about life issues? Yeah, so we just had to cut this video, by the way. It's not our will. Sikupenda kwetu. We'll start posting longer videos once it starts making sense, because the reality is, as a beginner, especially as a beginning channel, you have to, how do you say, loop in people, lamani, win people. So we are please asking you to subscribe, follow, comment, like, share. Until next time, 20 and something is out.